Today I'm going to show you 3 simple dressage exercises that you can do with your horse on the trail. So whether you're a trail rider at heart or a dressage rider at heart, these exercises will help you out. Well, if you're a trail rider, it's really important that your horse is on the aids and supple so that you can stay safe on the trail. If you're a dressage rider, it's really great to mix it up and get your horse out of the arena and do little things on the trail, and you'll find that, playing around with your horse on the trail will help with your dressage. So give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you like my channel. If you want to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comments. Also in the description, I have a free rider assessment quiz that you can take to discover your strengths and weaknesses as a rider. So this is Kensington. He's my 6-year-old, and we're stuck out here on the trail because our rings are too wet from the rain. Huh, buddy? So let's get started. I'm just gonna work up and down along this path to make it easier for my video person. So the first exercise I'm gonna show you guys is I'm gonna walk a serpentine. So I'm just gonna kind of weave from one side of the trail to the other side of the trail. This is a really good exercise because it's gonna help to keep my horse focused on me. Like if my horse is tense and nervous and spooky, I'm just gonna make him focus on this little weave that we're doing back and forth. This is also a really good exercise because I'm working on my bending aids. I'm working on getting my horse more supple. So I'm like bending and turning. You can also when I used to live in Colorado, we would go out in pastures and there would be sagebrush. And so we'd do these serpentines around the bushes, around the sagebrush. If your horse is really stiff, like he doesn't really want to bend to the right, you could even do a full circle around. Hey, wake up, get off my inside leg, good boy. And then continue with your turns. So you can vary, if your horse is being pretty good or they're just warming up, your serpentine loops might not be very steep. If your horse is being really naughty, then you're gonna make your loops super steep. So if I'm worried I'm gonna get bucked off, I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be turning, bending, bending. I'm basically never going to let my horse get straight. The aids that I'm using to make this serpentine happen, inside leg at the girth, I'm giving him, there you see, I'm giving him a little kick with my right leg. Outside leg a little behind the girth. Inside rein is for bending. And outside rein helps to bring the shoulder around. So I'm doing these tight little ribbon candy hairpin turns to work on getting my horse supple and to keep him focused. Good boy. So that's the first exercise. That's a great one for you guys to practice on the trail. Now, the next exercise, once I feel okay, my horse is good, is to really work on a combination of, sometimes when you're on the trail, you want to just let your horse enjoy. I want to just let him walk out and look a little bit around, but I also need to be able to check in with him. So in this exercise, you're just going to alternate between walking on a loose rein, free walk, with taking up the reins and asking your horse to get connected on the bit. So I'm gonna take up my reins. I'm suppling with my fingers, so I'm moving the bit and I'm saying, keep that same activity. What I really want is that I'm just gonna do a little circle here. So when you go from the free walk to the medium walk, you want to really focus that you keep the same march and the same rhythm. So if I'm counting here, I'm feeling that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I take up the reins again, I'm taking them up gradually in such a way that I keep that same march and that same activity. So this is a really good exercise if you have trouble with your walk in the dressage arena. Like if your horse wants to jig, or if your horse just doesn't really walk out, it's really great to practice it on the trail, where you practice either free walk or extended walk, following, feeling that rhythm. And now I'm taking up the reins. I'm working on my ability to shorten and lengthen my reins. I'm moving my fingers, and I'm working that when I shorten up the reins, that he just compresses like an accordion in his neck and his body, but maintaining that same activity. So that's a really great exercise that you can play around with. Good boy. Okay, so the next exercise that you can work on is start doing some lateral work on the trail. So a really great exercise is to just work on your leg yield. So I'm over here on the right side of the driveway. I'm going to flex him to the right and leg yield him to the left. Say, hey, get over there. Good boy. When I get to the left side of the driveway, I'm going to flex him to the left and leg yield him to the right. So this is just like a fun little game to play, because on the trail it's really like obvious. It's like, okay, I'm going from the left side of the driveway to the right side of the driveway. I'm working on keeping him occupied. And you can also work like at the end here. Okay, I'm going to practice a walk pirouette. I'm going to make it big, but that he's bending and stepping and turning. And now I'm going to leg yield off, go back to my leg yield exercise. So you can be really creative, and you can actually get a lot done with your horse when you're out here on the trail. And it can be a lot more fun for your horse because they don't feel like you're just in the arena drilling them. Good boy. But that you're really like mixing things up and keeping it interesting for them. So do one more walk pirouette, bending, turning. You can also work like haunches in and shoulder in on the trail. So like here I'm doing haunches in left. I'm going to straighten. I could do either renvers to the right. Good boy. But basically any dressage move, you can do it out on the trail, and it makes it really interesting and fun for your horse. Now, I think I only was going to give you guys 3 exercises, but we'll do one more. So another really fun one to work on is your transitions. Like you can do walk, halt, walk. You can do trot, walk, trot. I'm just going to do my walk, halt, walk transitions. Walk on. Good boy. Halt. Walk on. Boy. Halt. Good boy. Levi's so confused why we're just going up and down. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So those are just some ideas to try out on the trail. I think it's really important to remember that even when you're on the trail, you need to stay talking to your horse. Like it's great to just let them have a loose rein and hang out, and that's an important part of trail riding, but you also need your horse to be on the aid so that if they spook or if something happens that you can get the control back. So, you know, for sure, like let your horse have a loose rein, let your horse enjoy the trail ride, but check in like when they get distracted, or just every now and then check in, pick up the reins. Can you get them soft? Can you bend them? Can you turn a little bit? And that's going to help you to stay safe if something does spook them. And likewise, you know, if you are a dressage rider, it's good to give your horse a little mental break go out on the trail, and you can still work on a lot of things. You can work on bending and suppleness and leg yields and walk pirouettes. So it's not a complete waste of the day. So be sure to like this video, sign up for my email list in the description, and have fun with your horse on the trail.